In 1973, Britain joined what was known as the European Economic Community, but almost immediately there were rumblings to leave. A year later, British Prime Minister Harold Wilson pledged to allow the British people to decide whether to stay or go. That referendum was held in 1975. In the end, just over 67% of voters decided to stay in the so-called common market. But that vote was not the end to the debate. More than a decade later, in 1988, Conservative Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher railed against what was now called the European Community.
We have not successfully rolled back the frontiers of the state in Britain, only to see them reimposed at a European level, with the European superstate exercising a new dominance from Brussels.
Thatcher said her government would fight any effort to turn the group into a formal union that would see Britain give up sovereign powers. In 1992, Black Wednesday, international currency speculators were slamming the British pound.
The government has concluded
the country's conservative government decided to withdraw it from Europe's monetary system. That gave rise to a single currency across the European Union, the euro. The euro was introduced in 2002 to much fanfare. The River Seine in Paris was illuminated blue, and the UK's Labour leader Tony Blair embraced the EU, rejecting Thatcher's comments from more than a decade earlier.
Britain's response to these criticisms was to withdraw into our shell, to opt out, to see, at least in terms of presentation, the European Union as Britain versus Europe.
At the same time, the United Kingdom Independence Party was rising. It's led by Nigel Farage.
What you're going to have to get used to, all of you, is the idea that across the political spectrum there are now more Eurosceptics in this Parliament than there have ever been, and many of them do not subscribe to ever closer union.
In 2013, Prime Minister David Cameron promised a new referendum. Again, the question, should Britain remain or exit their European Union?
It is time for the British people to have their say. It is time for us to settle this question about Britain and Europe.
In February 2016, Cameron felt he had secured enough EU reforms to keep Britain in. He announced a referendum. And less than a month from now, Britain will vote.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, cctv-america.com.